It's a fantastic tool to have because, like I say, you can monitor on how your agents are progressing throughout the day. The agents also like it as well because they like to know how long they have left in their breaks, and it does give you individual breaks, individual toilet time and training time. Also gives you an individual call handling time, which helps you know that they've done their full day shift. Lets you know whether you've lost any calls, at what percentage, how many calls you've had in, your average talk time across the board, and your average handling time, and your average wait time across the board for calls that are coming in. And that's on this report, which is good. It lets you know how many agents you have free, also lets you know if you've got calls in the queue. The other one, this is a fantastic tool to have. You can have it when you're doing, like, we call it a health check. So it gives everybody's individual names. It lets you know how many calls they've had into their phone and whether they've answered all those calls or whether they've dropped them. Therefore, if they've dropped one, like Lucy's had 8 and she's dropped 4, so you can have that individual chat to each advisor and say, can I ask? And she's given me an explanation. They were 5-second calls, so she didn't even have time to answer the call. So you can get a better picture of what's going on throughout the day. Also, you can run quite a few reports with the real time. You can run quite a few reports at once, and it also allows you to have a look on the average handling time for the day. So across a team of 10, our average handling time at the moment is 2 minutes and 11 seconds. You can go into what I call it the sunshine, it's the clock, and you can run it for yesterday, last week, last month. You can even go in and customise it and run it for 2 months ago. So if you're going to be running a report on a particular individual, or you want to run a report so you can actually do like a presentation on your team, you can go back and run reports from the day it started, because you can customise them by going into the little clock, putting in the time and date of where you want the report to run from, and then it'll give you all the figures and it'll give you the average handling time for the whole day. So it's like a production of 10 need to be on the phone for 8 hours per day. I ran it for yesterday and we were on the phone for 8 hours and 16 minutes, which tells me my advisors are doing what they're supposed to be doing. There was nobody slacking. The advisors like it, as I say, they like it because they like to know how long they've had on their break time and whether they've got any break time left to go for a quick coffee or maybe a quick cigarette break. Have I got any time left? And they can look at that. Don't hide it from them, or let them look at it too, because it is theirs. So I think they're both a fantastic tool. I prefer this one than the coloured one, only because this one just gives you your standard throughout the day, where the Pro Reporter, the real-time one, that you can run, like I'm running 3 reports on it in one day on a constant basis throughout the day, and it can tell me how many calls I've had in, how many calls I've lost, what their advisors are doing. I can run a health check off there, which is fantastic. You can do, like, I've got a PFS hourly report, a PFS inbound hourly report, and also the PFS health check, which helps me keep a close eye on those that are doing outbound. Tells me that today Paige has had 122 calls in. She's managed to answer 45. That's not because she's let any go, that's because nobody's answered. They've been an answering machine, or it's just rang out, which is a really fantastic, it's a good tool to have.